UFC Fight Night, Allen versus Costa. Quick picks, quick predictions. We are back, boys. We're back with the momentum. We're back with the mojo, okay? We're feeling ourselves again, and we've got ourselves a solid Apex card next weekend or this weekend, whatever you want to call it. I'm very excited for this one because these are two of my guys in the main event, all right? I was about to say Brendan Allen. Arnold Allen has been very inactive in his career, lots of injuries, lots of layoffs, but he's actually being active this year. He fought at UFC 324. He's now back in a main event against my boy, Melquizael Costa, who's been on an absolute tear. I will never forget the Melquizael Costa run from the Andre Philly fight to the what was his last fight? The Dan Ige spinning back fist knockout. The guy's been on a generational run, and now he's got himself his first main event in the Apex. It's a great fight. In this video, I'm going to be giving you guys all my quick picks, my quick predictions. You guys already know. Before we go ahead and get into this video, let me know in the comments down below who you guys are picking in this main event. But let's go ahead and get it started with the early prelim opener of Shauna Bannon taking on Nicole Cagliari. Opens up this card, and this is some low-level WMA fight. You know, this is a very low-level fight, but both girls are good at certain things. Shauna Bannon is more of a grappler. She's got good submissions off her back, arm bars, leg triangles, you know, kind of submissions off her back. She kind of just likes to fluke a sub off her back. You know, she got Puja Tomar with that armbar off her back after getting dropped brutally. But she got finished by, what's her name? I was about to say, Sam Hughes in her last fight. She's facing Nicole Cagliari, somebody who's been kind of dry in the UFC so far, off to an 0-2 start. Just got finished by, what's her name? Man, she's good. The girl she fought in her last one is very good. Got her with a knee to the body, finished her. So both girls need a win here, okay? And I'm going to go with Nicole Cagliari. Not confident, but I just think the fact that Shauna Bannon pulls guard, she will lay on her back, she'll try to fluke a sub, is not good in this fight because I think Nicole Cagliari is more physical. She's got better boxing. She is smaller, but I think in the Apex, this is going to be good for her. She's going to be able to get in close, rip to the body, go upstairs. I think she's a much cleaner striker. So I'm going to go with Nicole Cagliari, and I think she's going to win this fight by decision, outpoint and outstrike Shauna Bannon, who's just going to try and grapple, try to wrestle. She could get a takedown or two, but I do think Nicole Cagliari is going to be able to keep this on the feet, keep it at striking range, and do very good. So I'm going to go Nicole Cagliari as the quick pick. Not going to get too deep into the first fight of the night. We're going to move on, though, to Daniel Barras taking on Luis Garul. Another two guys who need a win here, right? This is what the Apex is. This is what they do. This is what they bloody do. They chuck two guys in the Apex or two girls who need a win, and both these guys need a win badly because Daniel Barras, I think he lost his last fight to Lima. Was it Andre Lima? He got subbed by. And Luis Garul lost his last fight to, I want to say, not Costa. It's Joshua Van's training partner, who's a very, very good flyweight prospect. But this is like a 50-50 fight. Another one of those ones where it's like, you could flip a coin and you'll get it right half the time. I'm going to go with Luis Garul, though, because I do think the boxing is going to be better. You know, from what we saw in Dana White Contender Series, and the guys he's fought so far are much better than the guys Daniel Barras has fought. Obviously, his last fight, Daniel Barras fought the Lima guy. I think it's Andre Lima or something like that, who's a good opponent and a good flyweight. But I'm going to go with Luis Garul because I do think the boxing is going to be a bit too much for Daniel Barras. Barras is a good striker, but he's a bit older, you know, hasn't done good in the UFC, has been very inactive as well. Luis Garul, even though he's been losing, he's been getting in there every 6 months. He's been back in there, and he's looking for his first win in the UFC. Obviously, got fluked by Ode Osborne, knocked out cold. Then did he get subbed? Or no, he lost to, what's his name? The Mexican guy, the little Mexican guy. And then he just lost to Joshua Van's training partner. I keep forgetting these names, but I'm going to go Luis Garul. I'm going to go Garul by decision. Again, do not bet your life savings on this fight. The odds are even. I think that's fair. I think this is a 50-50. It's a coin flip. Whoever looks cleaner, sharper, faster will probably win this fight. But I'm going to go Luis Garul as the prediction by decision as well. We move on to the next fight, Alice Arnold versus Polyana Viana. Oh my days. Oh my days. This is the OF fight, all right? This is the OF fight. Both these women are in the UFC to promote their OnlyFans. There's no other reason, okay? They're not trying to go for the belt. They're not trying to get a championship. They're in the UFC because they want to promote their OnlyFans and they want to promote their social media, which is what they're both doing very well. Good on them, you know. Alice Arnold obviously has a pretty big following on Instagram, on TikTok, all these things. She's got a lot of followers. She's got her OnlyFans. So does Polyana Viana. But Viana, I'll say Viana's doing better. I met her at the T-Mobile Arena at UFC 326. She's nice. She's nice. Is she the best fighter? No. Is Alice Arnold the best fighter? No. Again, this is a coin flip. This is two girls who don't really give a shit about their careers. I think Alice Arnold is the better fighter, so I'm gonna pick Alice Arnold, but I'm gonna be rooting for Polyana Viana. I met her, so you know there's a bit of bias there, but I'm gonna root for I'm gonna pick Alice Arnold, root for Polyana Viana, but this should be Alice Arnold just striking at range and just being the better MMA fighter, because I don't think Polyana Viana's really in this to win. She doesn't give a shit. She lives in Vegas, she trains in Vegas, but she kind of just shows up to get an IG reel and to get some OnlyFans followers, to get some new supporters, to get paid, and that's what she's doing. But she's not doing good in the UFC. I'm gonna go with Alice Arnold to win this fight, probably by decision. Polyana Viana just hasn't had a good career. She's been finished a lot. She's one of the more finished women. Oh, this sounds so bad. Oh, it sounds so bad. Forget what I said. Forget about it. I'm going to go Alice Arnold by decision. I don't think she'll finish Polyana Viana, but you never know because Viana's been finished a lot. Again, what am I saying? I'm going to go Alice Arnold by decision. I don't really give a shit. But these first three fights is like whatever. All right, it's whatever. Now we move on to a fight I do care about. Cody Brundage is back against Andre Petroski. How has this fight not happened before? How has this fight not happened before? I don't know. But we got Cody Brundage. The dude's in there every 2 months. Genuinely in there every 2 months. Again, he was at UFC 326 fighting, what's his name? The up-and-comer Johnson. Lost that fight by split decision, which he arguably won. He arguably freaking won that fight. It was a shit fight. Terrible fight. I remember I took a piss break. I was sitting with some guys. I was charging my phone. I was like, what is this fight? If there's a fight I'm going to miss, this is going to be the one. And I missed the Cody Brundage fight. You know, I'm sorry, Brundage. I'm sorry, brother. But he's back fighting Andre Petroski. This is matchup of all time. Matchup of all time. But I think it's very winnable for Cody Brundage. Andre Petroski gets fluked all the time. It's not even flukes at this point. It's not even a fluke. He knocked himself out trying to get a takedown on Jacob Malkoun. He got knocked out by the guy who knocked out Cody Brundage, the Australian guy. What's his name? Cam Rouston. They both got knocked out by Cam Rouston. And they're both kind of quitters. Let's just call it what it is. They're both kind of quitters. No offense, guys. They are, right? Like, both of them, they get hit with one shot, it could change the fight. It could be over. But honestly, I'm going to pick Cody Brundage. Again, very low confidence. Do not bet your house on Cody Brundage. Do not bet your bank account on Cody Brundage. Do not put money on these first fights on this UFC card. But it's a fun card. This is a fun fight. And I think Cody Brundage is going to knock out Andre Petroski. For a couple of reasons, because I think Cody Brundage has good enough takedown defense, good enough offensive and defensive takedowns to be able to win this fight. I think what it really comes down to is, can Andre Petroski get the takedowns? You know, he's one of these Philadelphia guys like Sean Brady, like, what's his name? The other guy that fought at UFC 328, Pat Sabatini. These guys are all the same. Sean Brady, Pat Sabatini, Andre Petroski, all these Philly guys are the same. They need the takedown to get their ground and pound off, to get their submissions off. That's how they win fights. You know, they can strike at range, like Andre Petroski was able to outstrike Rodolfo Vieira and win that fight. That's an impressive win. But honestly, I think Cody Brundage is more dangerous. He's more explosive. He's more willing to take risks. You know, Andre Petroski's very defensively sound. He doesn't really want to go in there and try to overextend or anything. And I think that's what's going to get him caught. So I'm going to go with Cody Brundage. Very weird pick, but I'm going to go Cody Brundage by knockout in round 1 or round 2. I think he's going to catch Andre Petroski coming in for a sloppy takedown, and I think he's going to finish him with ground and pound. Give me Cody Brundage as the pick by knockout. I like his win against Trishan Gore. That aged really well. So I'm going to go Cody Brundage by knockout. Not confident, again, but I'm going to go Cody Brundage by knockout as the quick pick. We move on to the next fight. This one actually kind of matters. Ketlen Vieira taking on Jacqueline Cavalcanti. Women's bantamweight ranked fight, not even on the main card. The UFC doesn't give a shit about the women's ranked fights on these Apex cards. Ketlen Vieira, grappler. You know, she's going to try to hold you down. She wants to hold you down. She wants to make this an absolute snooze fest, and this is why this isn't on the main card. Okay? If Jacqueline Cavalcanti keeps us on the feet and strikes at range, it could be a fun fight. It could. Will it? Probably not, but I'm going to go with Jacqueline Cavalcanti. The momentum. I like her momentum right now. I like her striking. She's a very fun striker at bantamweight, and I think she's a good prospect. She's beat a lot of women in the come up right now. I think she's undefeated in the UFC. A lot of close decisions, split decisions, sketchy decisions. but I do think Jacqueline Cavalcanti is a very good fighter, and I know she trains in Vegas. She trains with Polyana Viana. She lives in Vegas. I like that for her. She's going to be very acclimated to the Apex, very used to just going to the Apex, showing up, doing training, but now she's going to fight, and I think she's going to beat Ketlen Vieira, who's just kind of a slouch. Ketlen Vieira is kind of a girl who was always around the top. She's always going to be around the top, but she's just such a boring fighter. She's so boring. You know, she arguably beat Norma Dumont, but it was just such a snooze fest that they just gave it to Dumont. So I'm going to go Cavalcanti. I'm going to go Jacqueline Cavalcanti by decision. Obviously, this is not going to be a finish, but I'll go Cavalcanti as the pick by decision. I think Ketlen Vieira, the UFC in Vegas, they just don't give a shit about your wrestling. They don't give a shit about your grappling. And that's why Vieira's here, because they want Cavalcanti to win. They want to push her to the top, so they gave her a grappler in Vegas. So I'm going to go with Cavalcanti as the pick by decision. We move on to another fight on this card. Trey Ogden, I guess we can't open it. Trey Ogden taking on Thomas Gant. This is a good fight. Honestly, we haven't seen Trey Ogden in like 2 freaking years. I don't remember the last time this guy fought. He might have fought Moises in his last fight. Tell me if I'm wrong. Let me know in the comments. But Trey Ogden taking on Thomas Gant. We obviously haven't seen Thomas Gant in the UFC yet. He's got the gray picture coming off fresh off Dana White Contender Series. He got a nice guillotine. I want to say it was a guillotine. Yeah, I'm going to say it was, I'm pretty sure it was a guillotine against his opponent who had some whack-ass name. And it was an easy win for Thomas Gant, who's a very good wrestler, trains with Daniel Cormier, big prospect, and I think he should win this fight. You know, Trey Ogden has been inactive. He's kind of a jobber at lightweight. He's a guy who's, you know, he's going to test you. He's going to see if you're ready to be in the lightweight division or to be in the UFC. But I think Thomas Gant should get past him. He's got better grappling. His striking's come a long way. He trains with DC, like I said. So I think Thomas Gant's going to win this fight, and I think he's going to win this fight by either submission or ground and pound TKO. I think he's going to finish Trey Ogden inside the distance. Thomas Gant's a big prospect. We just haven't seen him yet. And I think he's going to be one of these guys like a Jacoby Smith or a Jacob Smith or I'm trying to think of other prospects under DC right now. Oh my God, the John Jones guy. What's his name? He obviously doesn't train with DC. He trains with John Jones. But you guys know who I'm talking about. These all-American wrestlers. These guys who are really good at taking you down, smashing you on the ground, and then finding a submission. So I'm going to go Thomas Gant by submission or by ground and pound TKO inside the first couple rounds. I think he's going to get it done over Trey Ogden. Give me Thomas Gant as the pick in his debut. We move on. Tuco Tokos taking on Ivan Urslan. Isn't that a fun name to say? Tuco Tokos. I saw Ivan Urslan in Montreal at UFC 315 against Navo Sterling. Banger of a fight. Really, really good fight. Almost got finished in that 3rd round, but he gritted down, survived. And he's had a bit of a rough career so far. He lost to Kutalaba by split. That's a very good loss, to be honest. He lost to Kutalaba. He lost to Sterling. And then I think he just lost to Jimmy Crute by submission. And Tuco Tokos as well. Just got his first win in the UFC. He beat one of the Tafa brothers. What is it? Is it Junior? No, Justin Tafa? No, Junior Tafa. He beat Junior Tafa by submission with the arm triangle. Almost got finished in the first. Came back, bounced back, got the arm triangle in the second. So he's got a good submission game, very good on the ground. And I think Ivan Urslan's bigger, more physical, more dangerous. But I do think Tuco Tokos, if he gets this to the ground, he can win this fight. And I'm actually going to pick Tuco Tokos. Again, unconfident. This card is fucking 50-50s all around. Again, do not bet on this card. Do not bet on these fighters. But I'm going to go Tuco Tokos because I do think the grappling is going to be a bit too much here. I think Tuco can get the takedowns. He can control Ivan Urslan. Might even be able to find a submission. But I'm going to go Tuco Tokos by decision. I think he's going to out-grapple Ivan Urslan, who's just like, once he's on his back, he really struggles to get up. And I think that's going to be the story of this fight where, you know, Tuco's going to be looking for the takedowns, gets a takedown. Ivan's going to be trying to get back to his feet. He's going to spend 4 minutes on his back. Tuco might threaten a couple submissions, but won't get him. I think Ivan's going to be defensively sound, but Tuco Tokos is going to ride this one out for a 29-28, maybe 30-27. Give me Tuco Tokos by decision. He also trains with Brendan Allen, Bilal Muhammad. He's got a great training camp, great team around him, and he's very, like, active in the UFC scene. He's always shown up to fights, training with a lot of good fighters in the UFC, so it's about time for Tuco Tokos to get himself a little win streak going. Give me Tokos as the pick by decision. We move on. I didn't even know this fight was on the card. Dude, this whole card is 50. At least the prelims, man. Jeremiah Wells taking on Nicholas Dalby. What a fight. What a fight. What do I say about this fight? I don't even know what to say about this fight. Jeremiah Wells is coming off of a good win against Demba Garimbo. Out-grappled him, outworked him for 3 rounds. It was a close fight, but Jeremiah Wells did a bit more. Both guys are pushing 40, or are 40. I'm pretty sure Nicholas Dalby is 40. Jeremiah Wells is like 39 or something. Both guys are like in their 40s, or borderline 40s. Unk versus Unk here. Tough one. But I'm going to go with Nicholas Dalby. I know he lost to Randy Brown by brutal knockout, slime out knockout. It was bad, but I do think Nicholas Dalby should win this fight. I think he's got better cardio, better pressure. His striking is way better than Jeremiah Wells, and his gas tank is just really what it comes down to. Nicholas Dalby puts a pace on his opponents. He just beat that Russian dude at UFC Qatar, I think it was. He's either Qatar or Abu Dhabi or something like this. Beat a Russian dude by split. Well-deserved. He won that fight. It was a close fight, but Nicholas Dalby pushed through. That's what he does. He pushes through. He keeps the cardio going. He keeps the gas tank going. He's like a middleweight Marab, or a welterweight Marab, sorry. And I think Nicholas Dalby can do enough in this fight to win this one by decision. So give me Nicholas Dalby as the pick by decision. I think he's just going to outwork Jeremiah Wells, who is a bit of a jobber at welterweight. Definitely a jobber at welterweight. He's got some good knockout power, some decent offensive wrestling and defensive wrestling. So I don't think this is going to be going to the mat too often, at least. But I'm going to go Nicholas Dalby. The clinch work's going to be massive. The striking is going to be way better than Jeremiah Wells. And I think Nicholas Dalby can just get his game going in this one, where Jeremiah Wells is just going to be a bit behind every second of this fight. So give me Nicholas Dalby by decision. 29-28 gets it done on the scorecards. We move on to the main card opener. Timmy Kwamba taking on Bernardo Sopai. This is a really fun fight. Really fun fight to open up this main card. Obviously not really a main card worthy fight, but a fun fight nonetheless. We will take it. The first fight where it's not really a 50-50, even though both guys are very good, I do think there's a clear path to victory for one of them. Timmy Kwamba is very good, very well-rounded, good striking, pretty good grappling. He's won his last fight. Who was it against? Who did he beat in his last fight? Or did he lose? It was really close. I remember he had a really close fight. But before that, he knocked out some really tough Mexican dude, had a good fight with him, good scrap. Timmy Kwamba was always here to scrap, and I think this is going to be a scrap. This is definitely a fight of the night contender. Bernardo Sopai is going to be in there, box away, bomb away. He's a bit of a Timu Ilia Tapore, if you want to call it that. Bernardo Sopai, the one thing I'm worried about for this guy is his cardio. We saw it against Vinicius Oliveira. That cardio is lacking, and it can be exploited. It can be. Because even Ricky Tercios was almost able to exploit Bernardo Sopai's cardio, was doing good in that third round. Sopai was kind of just holding on. So I am worried for Sopai's cardio here. But I am going to pick Bernardo Sopai because I do think he's way more well-rounded than Timmy Kwamba. Even though Timmy Kwamba's good, he is a bit raw, a bit, he's just a bit of a 50-50 fighter. Again, like, this card is a 50-50. I don't know what I'm saying. There's not a clear winner here, but I'm going to go with Bernardo Sopai because I do think he's just the better striker overall, and his defensive grappling is way, way better than Timmy Kwamba. So I'm going to go Bernardo Sopai. A bit denser, a bit more powerful. I think he's going to have a lot more crack in his hands, and I'm going to go Bernardo Sopai to win this fight by decision. Timmy's very tough. He's going to be in this one, and I wouldn't be surprised if Timmy Kwamba starts pulling away in that third round and almost winning, almost finding a finish, but I think Bernardo Sopai is going to hold on, win round one, round two clearly, 29-28. Here, give me Bernardo Sopai as the pick by decision. We move on. Modestas Bukauskas taking on Rodolfo Gelato, man. Rodolfo Bellotto, man. He's back. The Flukester's back. And man, I very much regret fading Rodolfo Bellotto at UFC 326. I was there live. I was there at the prelims. You already know. And Rodolfo Bellotto got that round one knockout, man, against a prospect. A pretty good prospect as well. Really good knockout by Rodolfo Bellotto. He came out. He was running out. Jumped into the crowd. A dad. Yo, that shit was sick. It was epic. But he's fighting Modestas Bukauskas, who's coming off a bad loss himself. You know, got chinned by Nikita Krylov. That's not a good win at this point in Krylov's career. I picked Bukauskas to win that fight. Did not look good in that one, but this is a good fight. This should be a very close fight for as long as it is, but I gotta go Modestas Bukauskas. I just have to. Even though he got chinned by Nikita Krylov, he should be the faster striker. He should be the longer striker, even though his reach is less. I think he just plays a longer game. Rodolfo Bellotto's a big blockhead. This guy's just, he's thumping forward. He will be thumping forward. He will be coming forward, and he will be throwing bombs. He could catch Modestas Bukauskas, but I'm going to trust Modestas Bukauskas to win this one. I think he's going to win this one by TKO. This should be a knockout either way. I don't think this goes the distance, but we should have a fun fight here. I'm going to go Modestas Bukauskas by knockout. He's less chinny. He was on a really good win streak before losing to Krylov. I had a lot of promise for you, Bukauskas, man. I really thought you were going to win that one, but I think he should beat Rodolfo Bellato. I don't want to fade Bellato again and regret it. I might, but I'm going to go Modestas Bukauskas by round 1 slime out. Bellato's just there to be hit. You know, he's a bit chinny. We've seen him literally get chinned by Paul Craig, get chinned by Ihor Potieria, and then come back. Like, he's chinny. He is. You know, if you crack before he does, you're going to finish him. And I think Modestas Bukauskas is way faster, way more of a long-rangey striker. And I think he's way more built for light heavyweight. I could see Rodolfo Bellato doing good at heavyweight. I'd like to see him move up to heavyweight if he loses this one. But I'm going to go Modestas Bukauskas by round 1 or round 2 TKO. I think he's going to find a finish over Rodolfo Gelato in this one. We move on to the featured fight of the night. Malcolm Wellmaker taking on Juan Diaz. This is a good fight. Juan Diaz is not 1-0. This dude's like 17-1 or something crazy. He's from Peru. Had a nasty, and I mean nasty, Dana White Contender Series knockout. A spinning back elbow over his opponent. Just chinned him brutally. It was nasty. It's like the spinning back elbows in 2025 were moving different. They were moving hood style, okay? And Juan Diaz capitalized on it, spun, chinned his opponent brutally, got a contract, well-deserved. And he's fighting Malcolm Wellmaker, who's coming off that loss to Ethan Ewing, got absolutely fluked by the GOAT Ethan Ewing. But that loss, even though it was short, it was like 2 days' notice. Very bad look for Malcolm Wellmaker at the time. Was a massive favorite against Ethan Ewing, got absolutely destroyed. But it was a competitive fight. He couldn't chin him. He couldn't highlight real KO him. And he struggled with that, you know? So I think Malcolm Wellmaker's gone back to the lab, realized, oh shit, if I don't highlight real KO this guy in the first round, I need to be more well-rounded. I need to be locked in. He quit his job, you know, and this is his full-time career. He's got a kid. He's got a wife. He needs to lock in. He needs to respectfully, Malcolm Wellmaker, lock in, brother. You need to win this fight. And I'm going to pick Malcolm Wellmaker to win this fight for a couple reasons. I don't think he's chinny. I don't think he's going to get caught by a spinning elbow by Juan Diaz, even though Diaz is very well-rounded, very dangerous. Malcolm Wellmaker's bigger. He's longer. He's the way better striker. Juan Diaz is very much of a blockhead. He's not going to get chinned. I don't think Malcolm Wellmaker's going to chin him. So this is a test of, can Wellmaker go the distance and just let that be what it is? You know what I mean? Be okay with the fact that you're not going to chin this guy in 30 seconds like you have against Chris, what's his name? Fuck, what's his name? You guys know what I'm talking about. You can't just chin this guy in the first 30 seconds, okay? You got to realize, Malcolm Wellmaker, that this could be a 3-round scrap. This will most likely be a 3-round scrap, and you need to be there the entire 15 minutes. You can't let this guy pull away. So I'm going to go with Malcolm Wellmaker to win this fight by decision in hopes that he's gone back to the lab and realized that you just can't chin everybody and just call it a day. He could knock out Juan Diaz, don't get me wrong, but I think Juan Diaz is very tough. He's Peruvian. These guys are made of freaking steel. Their chins are made of steel. I don't think Malcolm Wellmaker is going to catch him on the chin and chin him. I do think he will tag him up, though. And I think Malcolm Wellmaker is going to do very, very good in this fight on the feet. He's way faster, way more powerful. And I think he's going to close the distance very well. Juan Diaz, his best chance is really to grapple Malcolm Wellmaker here. But I don't think he's going to do a great job at that. So I'm going to go Malcolm Wellmaker by decision. Please, Malcolm Wellmaker, lock in, brother. Do not make me regret this one, but I'm going to go Malcolm Wellmaker as the prediction by decision. We move on to the co-main event. Do Ho Choi versus Daniel Santos. People might be disappointed in this co-main, but I'm very happy about it. This is a banger. And I know bangers, okay? This is a banger, and this is a potential fight of the night. A lot of potential fight of the nights on this main card. This is a great fight. If you don't know Do Ho Choi, this guy was in the UFC a long time ago, like borderline retired or something, or left for a while and then came back, destroyed Nate the Train in his debut again, or when he came back, destroyed Nate the Train. Great performance. We haven't seen this guy in like a year and a half or 2 years now, and he's finally back against Daniel Santos. And Daniel Santos is one of my favorite shoot-the-box fighters. You guys know I'm a shoot-the-box glazer. I am rocking the Armin shirt, but you guys know I love Charles Oliveira. I love Daniel Santos. I love Jose Ochoa, Marco Tulio, you know, all these guys, Gabriel Santos, all these dudes from shoot-the-box. Some of the most entertaining fighters in the UFC. They have such a fun style, and Daniel Santos is one of those dudes. He's on a great win streak right now. Just chinned the mini Korean Zombie. What card was that? UFC 322 or 323? One of these cards, or 321. Oh fuck, what card was it? Anyways, one of these cards in 2025, he chinned the mini Korean Zombie in a great performance. Mini Korean Zombie was taunting him and playing around. Then Daniel Santos just came in, big overhand right, caught him, chinned him, shut that shit down, and locked it down. Now Daniel Santos is on a 4 or 5 fight win streak, looking great. and I'm going to pick him to win this fight, even though I do think Doo Ho Choi can pose some very big problems for Daniel Santos, especially if the grappling is what this fight ends up being. I hope it's not that. I hope it's a striking affair. But if Doo Ho Choi gets the grappling going, he could get Daniel Santos on bottom, who's a guy who likes to play guard. All the shoot-the-box guys do, looking for submissions off the back. I hope that's not the case. But if it is, that's Doo Ho Choi's best chance to win this fight. Otherwise, on the feet, I think Daniel Santos is going to be ripping away the body shots, the big hooks upstairs. He just has this pressure-heavy game plan, especially in the apex. He's going to be coming at you. I won't forget that time he beat, what's his name? Sexy Mexi. He destroyed Sexy Mexi up against the fence with the knees, the body shots, and then the knee combination finishing him. That was a great performance. He's moved up to 145 now, and I think Daniel Santos is going to beat Doo Ho Choi. So I'm going to go with Daniel Santos by knockout. I think he's going to finish Doo Ho Choi, who's very tough, very durable, very hard to get out of there, but I think Daniel Santos with the forward pressure, the constant volume, is going to overwhelm Doo Ho Choi, who's a guy who likes to keep it clean, likes to, calculate his every move. And I think Daniel Santos, as long as he doesn't let him get going, I think Santos can take over this fight and find a finish. So I'm going to go with Daniel Santos by round 3 TKO. Very crafty prediction by me, but I'm going to go Daniel Santos, my boy, the shoot-the-box boy. There's some bias here, but I think Daniel Santos is going to get this one done by TKO. Give me Daniel Santos as the pick. We move on to this main event. Arnold Allen, we are all Arnolding our Allens, versus Melquizael Costa. Very fun fight. Very fun fight. And I really like this. I don't know what else to say. I really like this fight. This is a main event where I'm going to struggle to make a prediction here because I like both guys. I'm going to be honest. Arnold Allen trains at TriStar Gym in Montreal. You guys know that's where I'm at. And he's one of these guys who's had a really fun career. He's, beat everybody lower in the rankings. He's just struggled with that top 5, the Movsar Evloevs, the Max Holloways, these guys like Gene Silva, these guys at the top, he's struggled with. But I think against Melquizael Costa, he's going to do good for a couple of reasons. I think Arnold Allen has way better cardio than Melquizael Costa. I think his forward pressure is going to be a lot here. I think his defensive grappling is going to be good. I don't see Melquizael Costa spinning back, kicking him to the head and knocking him out. Arnold Allen's a blockhead, very hard to knock out, very hard to finish, very hard to submit. And I think that's what Melquizael Costa has to do. I think he has to finish Arnold Allen if he wants to win this fight over 5 rounds. Or just out-volume him like crazy, If Melquizael Costa comes out here and looks like Max Holloway, that would be insane. I would be absolutely shocked. But I don't think that'll be the case. I'm going to pick Arnold Allen by decision. I am a little bit worried on this pick because I do think Melquizael Costa can win this fight. I don't want to count him out. The win streak's great. I think it's been against decent competition. Dan Ige, Morgan Charrier, Andre Philly. These guys are okay. They're decent. It's a great win streak nonetheless. A great bounce back because he was losing a couple fights early in his career. Got finished by Steve Garcia, got finished by Thiago Moises, and now he's on a great win streak. And I want to see Costa win this fight, but I do think Arnold Allen is just this guy that shuts down the people that are below him in the rankings. I think that's what it is. Unless you're a guy like Gene Silva who's crazy, and in a 5-round fight, Arnold Allen might have won that fight. Call me crazy. He might have won that fight. I know Gene Silva jumped off his back and went, and flew like a bird. But I think in a 5-round fight, Arnold Allen could have won that. It was a close fight, a very close fight. But I'm going to pick Arnold Allen to win this fight against Melquizael Costa. I think his volume's too much. His pressure's too much. His chin is very good, very defensively sound. He's got good defensive wrestling. I don't think Melquizael Costa is going to be able to bully him in the wrestling and in the grappling. So give me Arnold Allen by decision as the prediction. Those are all of my quick picks for UFC Fight Night Allen versus Costa. What is this? Vegas 116 or no, 117? Those are all my predictions. Let me know in the comments down below who you guys are picking in this main event. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I will catch you guys in the next video. See you.